Hello everyone and welcome back to Jimmy Talks Jira. This week we're going to do a little bit of cloud versus data center. I am currently a cloud admin, but previously I have been a server admin and I did some POC work for data center. I don't want to compare the two and tell you which one I think is better at the end because I think they both have their merits. The list I want to do is sort of my top 5 gripes between one platform that I think the other platform does a better job of doing. Without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just use the comparing cloud versus data center page, and there are just some specific features and capabilities that I would like to highlight that I think cloud does much better than data center does, and then some other things that I wish cloud would do that data center just does so much better. The first one I want to talk about is upgrades. I cannot tell you how much I despised manually having to upgrade our Jira server, and it wasn't just about the fact that I had to do it after hours and downtime, because I know that there are a number of instances where data center will fix that. However, I have seen recently some upgrades to data center that have enforced downtime, which doesn't instill me with a great deal of confidence that there won't be more of those in the future. But even still, just when Atlassian announces a critical CVE has gone out, the fact that I don't have to immediately drop everything I'm doing and respond to getting that patch out so that we are protected, I really appreciate that. In addition to the fact that just doing an upgrade, I have to do a lot of research and scheduling and making sure that we aren't going to impact, a development team's release cycle or something like that in the process of wanting to do an upgrade. With cloud, upgrades happen automatically for us behind the scenes. There's a weekly blog post. So that is fantastic. Now, I know that some people would say, in a counter argument to that, they prefer the fact that they get to control when the updates happen on data center. I have worked at a few companies now that have been SaaS development companies, and I'm thinking that it might just be the culture, that they have never been afraid to just take the updates as they happen. So the fact that cloud just updates on a weekly basis has been a thumbs up for all the teams that I work with. So that hasn't been an issue. On the flip side, troubleshooting and performance-related issues. I despise them in cloud because it is very, very hard for me to do much about that. On server, I could very easily go into the server logs and take a look at things. I could look at the actual machine statistics to see how we're doing from a Java heap perspective, from memory and CPU usage. Those are insights I just don't have anymore. I can check Atlassian's public status page to see if there's anything noted there. I can submit support tickets if I really want to go that route. But 9 times out of 10, when it comes to performance, I'm doing a check with a number of other users. I get a varying array of results from yes, it's super slow to no, it's working fine for me. And I end up having to shrug my shoulders and say, I don't know why you're seeing it slow right now. And the fact that I feel hamstringed on being able to provide that next level of troubleshooting myself, it doesn't make me feel great. Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about marketplace apps and APIs. So I think we all know that the marketplace is definitely moving with cloud movement, and there are more apps becoming available, but the parity of the capabilities isn't quite there. And I think part of that is because you're dealing with a REST API framework versus the Java framework. And I understand that Atlassian needs to protect all of their cloud infrastructure from people running crazy scripts that might cause detrimental issues in performance to other customers. But at the same time, there are things that you could do with some of the on-premise server and data center apps. I'm looking at you, behaviors that just aren't available in cloud, and it really feels not as great that there are just certain things that you could do that you couldn't do before, or that you can't do now on cloud. Now, for anyone who has only lived on cloud, I think the benefit you have is not knowing what you had access to on server or data center, so you don't know what you're missing. And I think that is the only benefit that cloud-only customers have had, is they don't know what other things they could have been doing. So as far as they're concerned, cloud is great because that's all they've known. So for anyone who is migrating from server to cloud, I will just warn you that there is a understanding you have to adjust to on what is capable in cloud versus what is capable in server and data center. The last thing I want to talk about when we're talking about capabilities is the actual products and feature sets themselves. This table, I think, explains everything. If you look at the number of check marks that are on cloud versus the number of check marks on data center, you will see that there is definitely more features, especially newer ones, that are being developed cloud first or cloud only. And that is definitely going to give you an idea of what you're going to be able to do in the future. The fact that things like Jira Work Management and OpsGenie and Trello are not going to be in the data center versions means that it's going to be challenging for you to adapt to new ways that work is happening when you are using the same feature sets that you have for years, with the only things really coming out at this point being performance and scalability upgrades. I'm not saying that cloud wins. I'm not saying that data center wins. I'm just pointing out some of the things that I feel bother me about each platform and what they can and cannot do, and just leave it at that. If you want to have more discussions about cloud and data center products, please go to the online community. There are many discussions happening about this on a daily basis. There are definitely Atlassian product team members who are in a number of these discussions that are happy to take your feedback and try and work it into their roadmaps. And with that, that's all I have for this week. I hope you found this video insightful, helpful, and informative. Before I let you go, I want to bring to your attention PM72. If you haven't heard about it, it is a charity event being sponsored by a number of Atlassian solution partners. All of the funds raised during the 72-hour period of the event are going to the Malala Fund, which is a great cause. The PM72 event will be happening June 13th through 16th, depending on time zones. I will actually be one of the presenters there, so be sure to check the link in the description and stay tuned to that event. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel for future content, and please reach out to me either in the comments below or on Twitter if there's a topic you'd like me to cover in the future. I am more than happy to do requests. And as always, thank you for stopping by.